What's going on, guys? It's the Fighter Fluid Podcast. We're your hosts, Giancarlo Guccione,
Jose Gomez.
and today we're gonna discuss some really good stuff. We're gonna discuss the UFC results that we went over last week, see how our thoughts compared to what actually happened. You do your homework, Jose?
Oh, I did my homework.
All right.
Crazy fights.
They were really good. I didn't watch every single one of them. I won't lie. But I watched a good amount. Most definitely. All right, let's pull this up. All right, we got the fights right here. Starting with these fights that I didn't watch. Bet they're good. Guys from Kazakhstan. Scary guys. This fight I did watch. I actually was waiting for this fight. Robelis Despain knocked this guy out in 18 seconds. He landed a head kick. I think it landed, but he fell. He lost balance. And then he got up, got into an exchange with him, and just knocked him the fuck out. It was actually crazy. It was awesome.
I watched the highlight of that. He got back up so fast.
He got back up. He sprung. He sprung up. He did not want to lose. I wonder if he tries to finish the fight that quickly, if it just happens. I don't know. I don't know if I watched this fight, but I watched this fight, definitely. This Philip Lins guy was very technical. It was a cool fight. He was landing the low kick really well. Getting hit in the calf sucks.
I bet.
Not a lot of gyms focus on calf kicks either. A lot of them focus on low kicks, but it's like to the hammy or to the quad.
I'm like your dummy sometimes, bro. You just be hitting me out of nowhere.
I know. I like to practice my calf kicks on you, but we have the Pedro Munoz fight, Kyler Phillips. This is kind of where I feel like we get into the new UFC generation versus the veterans of the sport. Pedro Munoz, UFC vet, went up against Kyler Phillips and lost in decision. But Kyler Phillips did very, very well. He's super technical. It was a fun fight to watch. Did you see that one?
I didn't. Nah.
It's okay. Come on, Jose. You got to do your homework. I don't know if we play. I think I placed a bet on Munoz. But Mateus Gamrot versus Rafael Dos Anjos. It was another UFC veteran versus up-and-comer fight. Rafael is the veteran, and Mateus Gamrot is like the new up-and-comer. And he had like 11 takedowns that fight.
11?
11 takedowns.
What is he? Is he wrestler?
He's a super good wrestler, but he's also like a jiu-jitsu world champ, I think. I think he's a world champ. I'm not sure, but he's a very, very good grappler. And he went up against like I dare to say one of the best grapplers in the whole UFC history, in Rafael Dos Anjos. But Joe Rogan even was like, I wonder, like, this makes you think and makes you wonder how they would have paired up in Rafael Dos Anjos' like younger stages of his life.
Would have been a fight.
Yeah, it would have been a dog fight because Rafael Dos Anjos, he's still like insane. I think he's about to turn 40 actually. He's insane condition for his age. But it would have definitely been a better fight. I think age definitely played a factor in this fight, is what I'm trying to say. I did not watch this fight. Actually, did I? I don't know. I know this Macy Barber woman was kicking some ass, though. Definitely. Seemed like a good one. She was the betting favorite, too, so sadly, people did not win money on Caitlyn. Did you see this one?
I saw the end.
I did not see this
one. He
one.
was just hammering the floor. It was actually a really good fight, too.
And in the second round, and beating Jelton Almeida is actually a pretty hefty task. He's not only a huge dude, but he has also awesome grappling as well. But he did not have what it takes to take out Curtis Blades. Peter Yan versus Song Yadong.
Dude, Song's gonna be a dog, dude.
Song, I wonder how old Song is.
I think I'm not sure, but he's young. He's pretty young.
He's definitely probably younger than Peter Yan, but both super good boxers. And Peter Yan ended up winning that fight. I was wrong about this one. I wanted Song Yadong to win. And I was also betting against Peter Yan because of his downward spiral. He's taken a couple L's, but
that sucks. It really does suck. Ever since I think we said this on the last podcast. The Sterling fight.
Yeah.
Ever
But
since then.
He caught his dub, so he's back in the loop. Whoops. Let's see. Can I get out of here? All right. So now we're moving on to the rest of the main card. Now we got Gilbert Burns versus Jack Della Maddalena. Jack,
I missed this fight, but
it was a good one.
I missed out.
We were wrong about Jack. At least I was. I said he was a wrestler, but in reality, it seemed like he had great wrestling, but he's actually a very, very, very good striker. Like, insanely good. He strung together all of his combos relentlessly until he ended up finishing Gilbert Burns by TKO in the third round. It says right there. But it was wild. It was a wild fight. I think Gilbert Burns has actually been on a losing streak too.
Sucks.
It does, because, like, you look at Gilbert Burns and Peter Yan, they're like staples in the sport. Not only in, like, performance-based, but also, like, they're just dogs.
Gilbert, he's a boxer, right?
He's a little bit of everything. His boxing's good. Something I saw in the fight, though, that a lot of people would agree with is that Gilbert was looking for, like, those 1-2 couple shots where Jack Delameta, we'll just call him Jack. Jack was stringing together his combos really well. So he had the combo, and he had the two-piece, and he ordered a drink, and he got some fries. He got the whole package deal. Kevin Holland versus Michael Page. We were talking about this one pretty... It was a heavy topic in our last podcast.
What a fight between these two.
It was awesome. I think Kevin Holland, he ended up getting super frustrated because who wouldn't if they whiffed that many shots fighting somebody who was also taunting them in the same time. Kevin Holland also mocked him too.
At the end, I saw he's just like running around.
Oh my gosh. And I think it was the last round. Kevin Holland tried reaching out for a handshake and Michael Venom Page two-pieced him. There must have been like some sort of miscommunication there between them, the two.
That's what happened with Colin and Kamza, right?
I don't know.
He took the fight last.
Oh, Holland? I thought you said Kevin. Oh, his name is Kevin. Okay, yeah. I just had a total brain fart. I think that did happen with Kevin. Why does he always go for handshakes and get fucked over? He's got to stop shaking people's hands. But awesome fight. Michael Venom Page has such a cool style. I like how he does so well, even though he's able to keep his hands down. I will say I thought the fight was going to be over when Kevin Holland had his arm around his neck. As a black belt, Kevin Holland definitely had a high chance of finishing that fight, but he didn't. And Michael Page survived to see the end and won the fight. He kept doing this elbow where he'd like
go overhand.
Yeah, go overhead with the elbow. Like
he
spin through it.
He went like 3 for 3, right?
He went 3 for 3 on it. It was
nasty.
It was nasty. Michael Page is truly an amazing, amazing striker.
Kevin took him though, like a champ.
He took him like a champ. He was walking him down. It was just extremely difficult because in the fight, like even his coach was saying, what is coach? Or no, it was one of the commentators. They were saying, you get told so much your whole career to work on takedown defense, and like you don't really work on your takedown offense that much. I mean, Kevin Holland is an insane jiu-jitsu practitioner, but it goes to show like how important it is to be well-rounded in this sport, especially like if you are good at jiu-jitsu, you have to be able to find a way to put the fight to the ground, which is why you see like people like Islam Makhachev, people like Khabib back in the day do so well at what they do because they know how to get the fight there and then they know how to finish it too, which Kevin Holland would be elite and probably would have beat Michael Page if he was a high-class
I
wrestler.
think on the way to the second round, Kevin Holland in his corner, he was like, he's faster than we thought.
Oh, yeah, I heard that. I mean, the dude fights with his hands down. He better be fast, or he's basically asking for it. So maybe they should have expected something a little bit more. I don't know. Then we got Dustin versus Benoit Saint Denis. I love this fight.
That was nasty.
So I think the thing in all this is like the youngins versus like the old timers. Like even this fight with Kevin Holland and Venom Page, going back to this really quick, I thought Michael Page was like early 30s.
He's on the other side. He's 36.
He's 36 years old. Kevin Holland, on the other hand, is 32. So this is kind of a youngin versus old fight, where Michael Page is actually the opposition is the older one. Even though Kevin Holland is the UFC vet, Michael Page is the veteran of life in this one. So going forward again, this fight was absolutely insane. I loved it. Dustin Poirier. So it started. Did you see this one?
I did see this one. You kept going for those guillotines.
Oh yeah, that was funny. So Benoit Saint Denis, Denier, or however you say his name, he was absolutely dogging it that first round.
I was scared for Dustin.
I was scared for Dustin too, but Dustin, like his corner was like, don't give him that much respect. You're the veteran. You know that you've been in here longer and have more experience than he does, so show him that. And that's exactly what Dustin Poirier did. He went out that second round ready to bang, and he hit him a couple times.
Just swinging.
Yeah. But, St. Denis really did well. He's very young. He's a prospect. They kept calling him a young lion. He's going to do really well in this division. I already see it. And he's a veteran, but an actual veteran for France. He was a part of one of their squads over there. So respect to him. I like when Poirier was like, he was giving him respect for being a veteran. He's like, we really do appreciate you in my house. So Dustin Poirier, stand-up guy. People should look up to him.
The main
event. What did you think about this?
Bro, absolute dominance by Sean. The whole fight, start to finish. See that knee? Just got him with the
knee that echoed throughout the entire stadium.
Crazy, bro.
Oh my gosh. I felt bad for Marlon Vera, because Marlon Vera, you can tell every time Sean would like faint, Marlon would bite on it. And I think that's kind of what dictated the fight, because Marlon, he kept going to his high guard, and it opened up a lot of opportunity for Sean Strickland, who's playing an outside game, to, maintain his composure. That's his game. That's how he plays.
A lot of these guys are too tough for their well-being. Cheeto.
He could have been tougher.
The Diaz fights. The Diaz brothers.
Yeah, you're right in a way, but I feel like Marlon should have went out swinging. He did in the last round, actually.
The last literally might have been a little over the last bell.
A little bit, yeah. He should have done that sooner in the third round, when his corner was telling him to start going crazy. He definitely didn't really take that advice, but he's still number 5.
It's a sugar show, bro.
It's a sugar show. I'm sure Marlon Vera will have another opportunity. What do you think about Sean calling out Ilya? That might be crazy.
That would be a good fight. Ilya's definitely a dog.
Ilya's a dog, but it's like, does Sean...
He's got to move up weight, though.
Is Sean in the position to be taking that fight, or should he still fight within his own weight class, like Merab?
I was going to say, give him Merab.
Give him Merab if it's in his own weight class, but since he's kind of the golden boy of the UFC right now, I think they might give him Ilya. Which maybe they won't if Ilya ends up getting a rematch with Volkanovski. Which Volkanovski deserves a rematch.
I think everybody wants to fight Ilya right now. I feel like.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's like shouting him out.
And it's because, honestly, Ilya, he's a scary motherfucker. Oh my gosh, the technicality he has, the grit he has, the counters that he has, the grappling he has. I think Ilya is going to be a champion for a long time.
He's gonna be a dog. He is a dog.
I think Volkanovski's era might be over. I don't know.
It's kind of sad.
I don't want to hate. I don't want to seem like I don't believe in him. It's just somebody like Ilya is so dominant. It's gonna be hard to get that back, that title back, because now it's in the hands of somebody so dominant. So you might be wondering, what is Jose doing on his phone? He is posting on the Fighter Fluid Instagram. Quick shout out to Fighter Fluid, fighter_fluid. Go check it out. We're gonna drop some merch, some fanny packs, some shirts, some sweatshirts.
Actually, I just emailed it to you.
We'll check those out. Well, I'll try to pull them up a little bit later. But
they're sick. I was cooking in the lab.
Jose was cooking in the design lab. They look really nice, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how many of you are into fanny packs too, but I designed our fanny packs. Those are also looking nice.
They come in black and white.
Black, no, only white.
Oh.
The fanny packs at least. But okay. Now let's go look at our next event. Let's see this one.
I don't really know if I know a lot of these guys.
You know what? I don't either. So let's start at the main event. I know this guy, Gerald. He he fought Hamzat, and he was like, if you submit me, I'll give you my black belt. And Hamzat ended up knocking him out like really bad. So he didn't get a black belt, but he got a KO on his record. So still something. Ovis St. Preux, my favorite fighter to play as on UFC 5.
Why is that?
He has like all the kicks in his arsenal. He's really cool. It's awesome. And then Brian Battle. He's a prospect, up and coming. We should watch some of his highlights, actually.
Pull it up.
I would love to have him on Fighters in My Basement. And then Tai Tuivasa, absolute dog. He goes out on his shield, and he just straight up bangs.
He got injured, right? His last fight. That's why his brother ended up stepping in for him.
I think so. Oh, you know what? I think you're right. I remember that. And his brother went up against this like humongous Brazilian dude.
Yeah.
Holy shit, yeah.
He got his legs like destroyed.
Chopped off. All right, I'm going to pull up some Brian Battle highlights, but while I do that, Jose, do you want to tell him about how today's your first day back at boxing?
It is.
Your injury?
I suffered some injuries from football. I tore my meniscus, and I'm finally back at 100% after physical therapy, months of physical therapy. I think I'm ready to jump back into going to Gregory's boxing and Muay Thai. Today's my first day back. In an hour, I gotta be there.
He's got to be there in an hour, which means we got to watch these Brian Battle highlights. So I remember this first fight. He was going against a really technical kickboxer, and I think he ended up knocking him out. So it's pretty cool. He won the Ultimate Fighter. He's also a straight-up dog. So look at this exchange. They're in the pocket. Boom, 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 boom. Shut his lights out. Wow.
That's scary.
Blowing kisses to everybody. Oh my gosh. Being up on that octagon must be the best feeling. Long hair Brian Battle.
Nasty elbows. Jeez.
That's him being elbowed, though. Who are getting feinted against. Like, they're feigning. Their opponents are feigning. They don't bite that hard, like how Marlon was biting against Sean O'Malley. Marlon Vera was biting hard. Very hard. Which might just show how good Sean Strickland is. Sean Strickland is an absolute dominant force. Which, straight posture...
It's dangerous.
It's important. It's dangerous to... I mean, as long as your chin's tucked, it's just a core fundamental you should have. But, yeah, Brian Battle. Excited to see him fight. He's definitely one of the top prospects. That's probably who I'm going to be watching the fight night for. I like Tuivasa too.
So, dog, there's a lot of these upcoming fighters that their future is just so bright.
They do have bright futures. But you know who else has bright futures? All of the fighters who are going to be featured on the Fighters in My Basement podcast.
Yes,
So
sir.
just to promote our other podcast really quick, because that's okay. It's going to be called Fighters in My Basement. We're going to be inviting fighters on here, amateur, pro level, and they're going to talk about their obstacles, their come-ups, their fights. We're going to watch their highlights, all their obstacles in their way, and the roadmap for where they want to be in their future in like 10 years, fast forward, maybe 5 years. 10 years is kind of scary for anybody, but yeah, it's going to be very interesting this Tuesday. Tomorrow, we are going to have Pernevlon Sheppard. He's going to make his amateur debut on APFC April 7th in Hammond, Indiana. It's going to be Havoc in Hammond. And then this Thursday, drum roll, Jose. Maybe even a sound effect is in order for this. We are going to have
Nick Aguirre.
That's kind of cringy. But we're going to have Nick Aguirre. He is honestly a role model for me. He gave me a pep talk once that we'll talk about over the Fighters in My Basement podcast. But he's a former UFC fighter, 7-2 pro fighter, like an amazing stand-up dude. And we're gonna talk to him. I'm looking forward to that. And then on Tuesday of next week, we're going to have collegiate wrestler and amateur fighter Austin Gates in the basement. So check out our Fighters in the Basement podcast. It's going to be legendary.
I'm excited.
I'm excited too. Did we talk about Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson?
Nah, not yet.
So
who do you got?
I want Mike Tyson. It's the same as all Jake Paul fights. You root against them, but unfortunately, he's probably going to be the one who wins.
Sucks. I really want Tyson.
But do you hear about the rule set?
I think some crazy rules, isn't it?
Headgear and 18-ounce gloves. But it's going to be streamed on Netflix, which is super unique. But, I mean, shit. 18-ounce gloves and headgear is a sparring session.
Contest.
It's pretty, I don't know. It's definitely a cash grab. We knew that before the rules came out. But I want to see them actually bang in there. I want to see Mike Tyson at 57 knock out Jake Paul. But given the rule set, it's unlikely that there's going to be a knockout.
I'm excited, though. I just want to see.
Do you have a Netflix subscription?
Oh, who doesn't?
There's just children out there, Jose.
All right, my bad.
But that's gonna be super interesting. We're looking forward to that. I mean, shoot, have you seen Mike Tyson hit pads?
Dude, he still got it, bro. He's obviously not
Pull up a little video.
like he was when he was like.
I know he was hitting
18,
pads
19.
at the UFC Apex.
But his punches still sound like they can cause some damage.
Hopefully we can hear how they sound given our copyright situation. Let's see. Oh yeah, we can hear it. Cool. All right. Sorry for sniffling into the mic. Unprofessional. We got the highlights right here, baby. Or not highlights. Pad work. I mean, look at him. This guy just looks so happy to hold pads for Mike.
I had the right hand. Yeah. Sweep across. Sweep across. Sweep across and then roll.
Still very fast.
Almost took his neck off with that one.
That's gonna be me at Gregory's tonight. That's what's gonna feel.
Yeah, super cool. Mike Tyson, legend. We're praying that he wins. Fighter Flu is rooting for you, Mike Tyson.
Yes, sir.
We are rooting for you. And Jake Paul, even though you pick on old people, Congratulations for getting such a huge fight because Mike Tyson's actually a legend. But I kind of wish you'd leave his legacy alone. That might just be me, though.
That legacy is established in stone.
That's true. You're not wrong. You are not wrong, but
That's gonna be a fight. I'm excited though. I'm gonna have to check that fight out.
do you know who got inducted in the Hall of Fame on 299?
Joanna, right?
Joanna Jędrzejczyk. She is an absolute monster too. Do you know she's like famous for that hematoma that she had? I wouldn't say famous. She has her whole legacy that's kind of undermining her greatness, but and that's how I started to know her. That's how I found out about her.
Her journey is amazing. She took a fight that her coaches didn't think she was gonna be able to win, right?
Yeah. And she took it and she kicked some ass and got into the UFC, and now here she is, established in the Hall of Fame. Awesome. Look at that thing.
That's scary. I would not.
And they let her fight with it, too. They let her fight with it on top of it.
What is that? That's just like, it's just super inflamed.
It's blood. You know how, like, cauliflower ear, you get blood all in your ears?
Oh, yeah.
That's blood boiling up into her forehead.
Bro, how they let her keep fighting?
She's a dog. It was against Zhang Weili, I want to say. I don't know.
That's
But
crazy.
she wanted to fight. She ended up losing, but shit.
She went out as a dog.
She went out on her shield. But that's actually congratulations to Joanna Jędrzejczyk. That is pretty legendary. But I want to pull up this merch, but I don't want a moment of silence. So what else can we talk about while I pull up this?
The some good merch.
It is good merch.
Like I said, I was cooking, and I think.
What is it? What does it look like? Just like some T-shirts or what?
Yeah, so there's a design in the back, front. We got
it right here.
simple ones like just fighter fluid, and then we got our comic strip on the back and the front.
Here they are. So we got this simple T-shirt design, just fighter fluid. Simple is more sometimes. I like it. These are going to be available on our Instagram, so if you want to DM us at fighter_fluid, you can get your own T-shirt. We also have fanny packs that are being released too. And once we have them in person, we'll promote those. But until then, this is what's available.
That's the back.
This is the back of a shirt. That's the front, right?
That's another shirt. But yeah, that's the front. There's another front.
Is this there's another front?
It could be on the back. We're still.
So for people who haven't seen our product and are just following on YouTube for the podcast, this is our comic strip. Just to go into further detail explaining what's going on here, we did a poll on Instagram. We are very interactive with all you guys. So what we actually tried doing, okay, let me start from the beginning. In the beginning of this podcast, we streamed a whole separate podcast on Twitch, and we were going to post that, and it turned out we didn't like it that much, and we were like, let's just cover a whole new array of topics, and let's just reshoot. So, like, whenever we're going to be live on here, Mondays and Saturdays, whenever we're live on here, whenever we're recording, post this recording, we're also going to be live during the shooting process. So make sure you check that out. What's going on? It's nice out in Illinois right now. It's 60 degrees, 66 degrees. All right, I'm getting off track. So whenever our recording's up, we're going to be live during the recording process. So check that out Mondays and Saturdays around 2 or 3 p.m. And I'm just saying how interactive we are because this man right here, we had you guys decide what his name is going to be. This is kind of a blurry image of him, but he is Spyro, our first comic book character. We're going to have a new character and a new strip for each flavor that's going to come out of Fighter Fluid. As you can see here, he's getting his ass beat. He drinks our little vial, our potion. He has an awakening. And then all of a sudden he becomes the MMA champ of the world. What weight class do you think he's in, Jose?
He's gonna be
Middleweight, right?
yeah. Might be light heavyweight, bro. Giving me like Yoel Romero type vibes.
Maybe he's the. Well, Yoel was a middleweight.
I mean, like physique wise.
You're right. Like Paulo Costa looking guy. No, but Spyro, maybe Spyro's a double champ. We can't rule him out. But yeah, that's our comic strip. We have huge plans for Fighter Fluid. Again, it would be a huge help if you followed us on our social media. If you're at all interested in the product, all the updates are going to be over there too. So
this is just the beginning as
this
well.
is just the beginning. And Jose's got practice tonight, so maybe we're going to cut this podcast shorter than our last one. But you want to give him the point of like these podcasts, not the point, but like what usually happens when
These
it's
podcasts is just the Fighter Fluid podcast. It's just gonna be us, just more like how we are today, just kind of chill, just kind of talking about UFC, the news in the fighting industry. What's we got something important to promote, like the shirts today. We shoot us a DM if you're interested in one. We'll get that out to you. But yeah, this is separate from Fighters in My Basement as well. So this is just more of like us. We might have maybe a guest, just that's not a fighter, that could help us out, see what's going on, their takes on something.
This is just a super chill podcast where we kind of kick the shit, where it's like Fighters in My Basement. It's more about the fighter that's in our basement. And I'm super excited for it. Like I said, the journey is super overlooked with a lot of these guys. And it's like, how did Sean O'Malley get to the point where he's at? You know? Like, nobody thinks about Sean O'Malley during his amateur career. Where it's like...
They obviously know that he trained hard, but they don't know
what it took.
What it took, exactly.
The obstacles he faced, the job he had to have. Like, that's another big thing. Like, wanting to be a fighter myself, it's finding a job that fits around your training schedule is the hardest thing ever. And when you talk to any fighters, like, that do work and train also and want to be fighting at a professional level, they always discuss just doing what they have to do. Because at the end of the day, you have to work to accomplish your dreams, whether it's for a business you're creating or anything. But being a fighter just makes it harder because then you have to accommodate to your training schedule. So this is a good way, Fighters in My Basement, for fighters to represent themselves, what they believe in, and the obstacles they have to go through. It's going to be really insane. But besides that, really quick, you see how empty this wall is? We're getting a banner on this wall. It's going to look sick. We're very excited for it.
You can check that on Fighter_Fluid as well.
On our Instagram. And you might be wondering why it looks like we're about to get killed and like stuffed in a closet. It's because our studio lights broke. So we're expecting some studio lights for Fighters in My Basement tomorrow. And it should liven things up a little bit and not look as dark and as gloomy.
Yeah, it's gonna look more like how the first episode looked like.
Maybe even better. Maybe these $32 studio lights on Amazon might really prove their point. Show us that we didn't make a mistake breaking our first studio lights. So we'll see. We'll see how it works out. But again, Jose has boxing tonight. We're going to call this one short. You want to close this one out, Jose?
Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you check out our Twitch as well. We're always, whenever we're doing these, we're going to be live streaming on there. So make sure you check us out.
You can be the first to watch these podcasts before they're even up. How amazing is that?
So it's pretty amazing. But I don't know. I think that's it, right?
I think that's it. See you guys.